God says, my child, that drunken confession was no mistake. Even if it came in a moment of weakness, even if it seemed reckless or careless, it carried a truth that your soul has been waiting to hear. Do not dismiss it as random, for nothing in your life, not even the word spoken under the haze of alcohol, escapes the web of divine orchestration. That confession was a door opening, a quiet whisper from the universe that your heart needed to hear. I know you were shocked when it happened. Perhaps you felt disbelief first, a sudden jolt of emotion that left your mind spinning and your heart trembling. You replayed the words over and over in your mind, questioning, did they really mean that? Was it real? Or was it just the drink speaking? And yet, my child, the truth is, even when the tongue is loosened by intoxication, the soul cannot lie. The feelings expressed, the fears unveiled, the love confessed, they are real, and they were meant for you to witness. You may feel overwhelmed now. Confusion clouds your thoughts as your mind tries to process what has been revealed. Part of you may want to push it aside, to say, it doesn't matter, it was only a drunken moment. But your heart knows otherwise. Your heart recognizes the tremor of authenticity, the trembling vulnerability that cannot be faked. And in that recognition, a spark has ignited, a spark that will grow into clarity, understanding, and ultimately, transformation. Sometimes, my child, the universe chooses unusual ways to deliver truth. It does not always come in calm moments or quiet whispers. Sometimes it comes through mistakes, through stumbles, through moments that seem chaotic or unplanned. Yet, these moments are carefully timed, perfectly orchestrated, and divinely guided. That confession, though it may appear reckless, was a message placed in your path. It was a message meant to awaken your heart, to stir your spirit, and to reveal what has been hidden for too long. You may ask, why now? Why this way? The answer lies in timing beyond your understanding. The soul knows when it is ready to receive truth. The heart knows when it is ready to face reality. And the universe knows the perfect moment when revelation must occur. That drunken confession arrived not as a mistake, but as a catalyst, a necessary spark to light a path you could not see before. Do not fear what you feel in this moment. You may experience a flood of emotions, joy, because finally, the truth is spoken, fear, because the truth challenges what you believed, hope, because new possibilities are opening, and sadness, because the past cannot be undone. These emotions are not to be shunned or silenced. They are messengers, guiding you toward deeper understanding. Allow them to flow through you, for in that flow, you will find clarity. Understand also, my child, that confession is a form of courage. It is not easy to speak truths that have been hidden, even from oneself. And when these truths are revealed under the veil of alcohol, it does not diminish their significance. In fact, it often strips away the barriers we construct, exposing the heart in its rawest form. That rawness, that honesty, is sacred. It is a gift to you, a window into the soul of another, and an invitation to acknowledge your own hidden truths. You may wonder what you are meant to do now. How should you respond? Should you confront, embrace, or step back? My child, the first step is always reflection. Sit quietly with your heart. Feel the impact of those words, not just with your mind, but with your soul. Let the emotions rise and fall like waves upon the shore. Observe without judgment. Witness without interference. In this stillness, the guidance you seek will come. And when guidance comes, you will see that every word spoken, every hesitation, every trembling confession, has its place in the story of your life. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is meaningless. Even a drunken confession carries weight, and within that weight lies revelation. The universe has a way of using moments that seem small or accidental to create turning points that are monumental. This is one of those moments. Perhaps you also feel fear of what this revelation might mean. Fear that it changes everything, that it disrupts the balance you thought you had, that it opens doors to emotions too intense to handle. My child, fear is natural, but it is not your enemy. Fear is the signal that you are standing at the threshold of growth, that you are about to step into a new understanding, a deeper connection, a higher awareness. Do not run from it. Face it with courage, knowing that you are protected, guided, and supported by the divine at every step. Look also at yourself with compassion. You may have judged your own reactions harshly, questioning why your heart raced, why your thoughts scattered, why your soul ached with longing or confusion. Know that these reactions are part of being human. They are part of loving, feeling, and awakening. There is no shame in vulnerability, no failure in feeling deeply, no weakness in admitting that a confession has moved you profoundly. On the contrary, your openness is your strength, your capacity for empathy, and your readiness to embrace truth. In the days to come, my child, you will find clarity emerging from the fog. What seemed sudden will reveal its purpose. What seemed confusing will unveil its lesson. And what seemed reckless will show its necessity. That drunken confession, though it came in an unguarded moment, was a mirror reflecting the truth your heart needed to see. It was a beacon illuminating the path you were meant to walk, even if you did not realize it at first. Hold on to hope, for this is not the end, but the beginning. The beginning of understanding, of forgiveness, of acceptance, and of love that is honest and true. Trust that the universe has brought this moment to you for your highest good, that no word spoken in vulnerability is wasted, and that the soul recognizes what the mind may struggle to comprehend. Remember, my child, that even in moments that appear chaotic, divine intention is at work. Even in moments that seem unplanned, the universe has guided your steps. Even in confessions spoken under the influence, truth is never hidden. That drunken confession was no mistake, it was a gift, a message, a turning point, and a sacred invitation to see beyond appearances into the depths of heart, soul, and destiny. So breathe, my child. Let the words settle into your spirit. Let the emotions flow without resistance. Let the clarity emerge gently, like sunlight breaking through clouds after a storm. And know, with every beat of your heart, that you are not alone. You are guided. You are seen. You are loved. And this moment, seemingly small and flawed, is one of the greatest openings your soul has ever received. Even after the confession has settled in your mind, my child, there are layers yet to be revealed. That drunken admission was only the surface, the tip of a vast ocean of hidden truths that have quietly existed in both hearts. You may have felt the immediate shock, the surge of emotion, the sudden awareness of something real and undeniable. But beneath that moment lies a deeper current, carrying lessons, revelations, and insights that your soul has been waiting for. This is why it was never a mistake, it was the beginning of understanding what was once concealed. Every confession, even one spoken in a moment of vulnerability, has meaning beyond the immediate. The heart speaks not only to release itself but also to awaken those who are listening. In this case, my child, the confession was a mirror. It reflected not only the truth of the one who spoke but also the unspoken truths within you. For every revelation you receive, you are invited to look inward, to examine your own emotions, your own desires, your own fears, and your own readiness to embrace what is real. Do not dismiss what was revealed as simply a lapse of judgment. Alcohol may have loosened the tongue, yes, but it cannot fabricate the soul's deepest truth. That which is hidden for long periods, love, regret, longing, admiration, and fear, cannot remain silent forever. It seeks release, even through imperfect channels. That confession, spoken in what seemed like carelessness, was divinely guided. It was not random. It was a key, unlocking doors that had been closed by hesitation, doubt, or fear. My child, consider this. How many times have you sensed something unspoken? How many times have your instincts told you that there was more behind the smiles, the laughter, or the silences? Perhaps you felt it in quiet moments, when eyes met and words were not necessary. Perhaps your heart recognized a presence, a longing, a truth, even when the mind remained uncertain. That confession confirmed what your intuition had already known, and it arrived at the perfect time, as all divine timing does. You may feel torn between understanding and judgment. Perhaps you find yourself questioning intentions, doubting sincerity, or fearing future outcomes. But my child, do not let the mind cloud the heart. The mind will analyze endlessly, but the soul understands intuitively. That confession carries honesty at its core. Beneath the hesitation, the slurred words, the embarrassment, lies something that is real, unchangeable, and necessary for both of your paths. To resist it, to deny it, is to resist the guidance of the universe itself. There is a lesson in timing as well. Confessions often arrive when we least expect them, when we feel unprepared, or when the circumstances seem imperfect. Yet these moments are precise. They are crafted to test, to awaken, and to reveal. Sometimes the truth must come in a way that shakes the foundation, so that what is false, hidden, or assumed can no longer remain unexamined. That is why the confession came under these conditions, my child, not as a mistake, not as a moment to regret, but as a necessary catalyst for awakening and understanding. You may also be grappling with emotions that are difficult to name. Perhaps you feel confusion, a mixture of joy and fear. Perhaps there is a longing you did not recognize until that moment, or a sorrow you did not expect to surface. Know that these emotions are not meant to overwhelm you. They are guides, pointing you toward what must be acknowledged and embraced. Do not run from them. Sit with them. Allow them to flow through your spirit, and in doing so, you will find clarity and strength beyond what you imagined. Look deeper, my child, and see the hidden truths behind every word spoken. Confessions do more than release what is inside, they invite reflection, understanding, and even forgiveness. Perhaps there are regrets hidden behind the laughter, apologies left unspoken, or desires carefully guarded for fear of rejection. That confession pulled back the veil, not to hurt, not to frighten, but to reveal the soul's longing for connection, understanding, and acceptance. It was an invitation to see not just the words but the heart behind them. And what of your own hidden truths? What have you held back, quietly, in the corners of your heart? Perhaps there are emotions you have denied, love you have feared to express, or forgiveness you have not offered. That confession, though outwardly directed, serves also as a mirror for your own soul. In witnessing vulnerability, you are called to examine your own willingness to be open, to forgive, to understand, and to embrace authenticity. What you see in another is often what you must recognize within yourself. My child, do not let doubt cloud your perception. Do not allow fear to diminish the sacredness of the moment. That which is revealed, even in imperfection, carries divine truth. That drunken confession was no accident. It was a message wrapped in vulnerability, a signal that what has been hidden is ready to emerge, and that your heart is ready to receive it. Trust that what was spoken has purpose, that it was necessary, and that it carries blessings disguised as honesty. Now, consider forgiveness, my child, not only for the one who confessed but also for yourself. Perhaps you have judged, perhaps you have resisted, perhaps you have doubted the sincerity of what was said. Let forgiveness flow, for it is the key to understanding. Forgive the human imperfections, the timing, the method, and even the circumstances under which the truth came. In forgiveness, you free yourself from confusion and open your heart to clarity, peace, and love. In the days ahead, my child, you will see the confession's impact deepen. What began as a simple revelation will unfold into understanding, connection, and perhaps even reconciliation. You will begin to perceive the subtle ways in which honesty, even imperfectly delivered, reshapes relationships, softens hearts, and opens doors to growth. That which seemed sudden or reckless will reveal itself as divinely orchestrated, as necessary, and as profoundly meaningful. Trust in this process, my child. Trust that every emotion you feel is part of the journey. Trust that every insight you gain, every realization you have, and every question you ponder is guided by wisdom greater than your own. That drunken confession was a spark, and sparks have the power to ignite transformation. Nurture it gently. Watch it grow. Let it illuminate the hidden chambers of the heart, the shadows of the mind, and the quiet corners of the soul. Remember always, my child, that there is purpose in revelation. There is wisdom in vulnerability. There is guidance in the truth spoken, even when it comes unexpectedly or imperfectly. That confession, which seemed reckless or unplanned, was a sacred moment, an alignment of timing, truth, and divine orchestration. It was never a mistake, and it will not pass without leaving its mark. So hold on to your heart, my child. Listen to the messages within your own spirit as you process what has been revealed. Observe the hidden truths that emerge, the emotions that rise and fall, and the lessons quietly whispered in the spaces between words. In this journey of understanding, you are being guided, supported, and illuminated by forces far beyond what you can see. That drunken confession was no mistake. It was the key to a deeper truth, a hidden revelation, and the beginning of a path your soul has long awaited. My child, after a confession of such magnitude, your heart may feel as if it is caught in a storm. Waves of emotion crash against the shores of your soul, leaving you disoriented, overwhelmed, and unsure of how to respond. You may feel fear, because the truth revealed something you were not prepared to face. You may feel longing, because a connection once hidden now calls to you with urgency. You may feel confusion, because your mind struggles to reconcile what has been said with what you believe to be reality. And yet, all of this, my child, is part of the journey. This storm is not meant to destroy you, it is meant to awaken you, to teach you, to guide you toward clarity and peace. Do not resist the turmoil, my child. Do not try to silence the waves, for they carry messages from the deepest parts of your spirit. Every heartbeat of fear, every tear shed in quiet moments, every flutter of longing is a signal that your soul is alive, responsive, and attuned to the truths unfolding around you. Emotions are not your enemies, they are your guides. In this storm, there is meaning, and in this meaning, there is growth. Perhaps you feel anger rising within you. Anger at the timing, at the circumstances, or at the perceived recklessness of the confession. Know that anger is a natural response to disruption. It is the voice of the ego struggling to maintain control, resisting change, and fearing the unknown. But anger, my child, is only the surface. Beneath it lies vulnerability, longing, and the deep desire for connection. Instead of allowing anger to consume you, look beyond it. See what your heart truly seeks and what your soul is ready to embrace. And yes, there may be fear. Fear of change, fear of disappointment, fear that the world as you knew it has shifted. But fear, too, is not meant to harm you. Fear is a signal that you are standing at the threshold of growth, that you are being called to step into a higher understanding, that the heart is opening to truths that demand courage. Do not run from fear. Acknowledge it, feel it fully, and allow it to teach you about your own strength, your own resilience, and your own capacity to love and forgive. Confusion may linger, swirling like mist in the corners of your mind. You may question whether the confession was genuine, whether the feelings expressed were real, whether the timing was right. My child, let me assure you, the universe does not make mistakes. Even in moments that seem chaotic or imperfect, divine intention guides every word, every pause, every trembling admission. What your mind cannot yet grasp, your heart already recognizes. Trust in that recognition, for it is the language of the soul, deeper and truer than any explanation the mind can offer. There may be moments when you feel torn between action and inaction. Should you respond immediately? Should you wait? Should you speak your own truths, or remain silent? My child, the first step is always to center yourself in stillness. Breathe. Close your eyes. Listen to the quiet voice within that knows what is right, what is necessary, and what is aligned with your soul's purpose. In stillness, the storm will begin to calm, and clarity will emerge like sunlight breaking through clouds after a tempest. And in this process, my child, you may discover something profound, that the confession, while revealing another's truth, is also revealing your own. The storm within you mirrors the storm that has long existed in the depths of your soul, the fear, the longing, the unspoken desires, and the guarded emotions. This is why it feels so intense. You are not only witnessing a revelation, you are confronting your own heart's truths, your own needs, your own readiness to embrace authenticity and vulnerability. Do not shy away from what surfaces. Each emotion, each ripple of feeling, each moment of doubt or longing is a doorway. Step through these doorways with courage, and you will find that the storm is not an enemy, but a teacher. It teaches you about resilience, about the power of truth, about the beauty of connection, and about the necessity of surrender. In the storm, my child, you are being refined, prepared, and aligned with the highest path meant for you. Understand also that the emotional storm is temporary. Just as clouds eventually drift to reveal the sun, your heart will find balance, your mind will find clarity, and your spirit will find peace. The confession was the catalyst, the spark that ignited the tempest, but the outcome is not chaos. The outcome is understanding, growth, and the awakening of a deeper, more profound connection, not only with the one who confessed but also with yourself and with the divine orchestration guiding your life. And yes, there may be moments when tears flow unbidden, when your chest feels heavy, and when it seems impossible to contain the intensity of what you feel. Let the tears come. Let the heaviness settle into your being. These are not signs of weakness. They are signs of life, of sensitivity, and of a heart that is learning to respond fully to the truths that have been revealed. In your tears, there is cleansing. In your surrender, there is strength. And in your acceptance, there is love, love that is honest, pure, and aligned with divine guidance. My child, listen closely, even in moments of confusion, even in moments of fear, even in moments of emotional turbulence, the divine is present. You are not alone. Every heartbeat, every tear, every tremor of emotion is witnessed, supported, and guided by unseen forces. The confession was not a mistake, and your response, however tumultuous it may feel, is part of the sacred unfolding of your journey. Trust that every wave of emotion carries insight, that every storm has a purpose, and that every moment of uncertainty leads to awakening. You may also feel anticipation, an unspoken hope that the confession signals something more, something deeper, something yet to be fully realized. This anticipation is the whisper of your soul, guiding you toward what is authentic, true, and divinely aligned. Do not dismiss it. Nurture it. Follow its gentle nudges, for they will lead you through the storm and into the calm waters of understanding and connection. And so, my child, as you navigate the emotional storm, remember these truths: emotions are your guides, not your enemies. Fear is a signal, not a blockade. Confusion is a teacher, not a punishment. Every tear, every heartbeat, every moment of longing is part of a sacred process designed to awaken your heart and align you with the highest truth. That drunken confession was no mistake. It was a divine intervention, a spark that ignited your journey, and a mirror reflecting not only the other's heart but your own. Allow the storm to teach you, to guide you, and to illuminate the path ahead. Embrace the intensity of what you feel, for it is proof that your heart is alive, sensitive, and ready for transformation. Let every wave of emotion pass through you with awareness, letting it cleanse, heal, and prepare you for the next stage of understanding. And remember, my child, the storm is not forever. The chaos will settle, clarity will emerge, and peace will return. What you experience now is a sacred initiation into deeper truths, a preparation for a love that is honest, a connection that is authentic, and a life that is aligned with the divine. Trust the process, honor your feelings, and know that every emotion you feel is guiding you toward awakening. That confession, though it stirred your soul and ignited this storm, was no mistake. It was a sacred invitation to face your emotions, to embrace your vulnerabilities, and to awaken to the depth of connection, love, and understanding that is waiting for you. Hold fast, my child. The storm is powerful, but it is also temporary, and on the other side, you will find clarity, peace, and divine insight beyond what you ever imagined. My child, after the storm of emotions, the confusion, the fear, and the longing, comes a moment of stillness, a quiet space where acceptance begins to bloom. That drunken confession, which once shook your heart and stirred your soul, now asks for your presence, your awareness, and your understanding. Acceptance is not the surrender of your power, my child, but the recognition of truth. It is the acknowledgement that what has been revealed, however unexpected, is real, meaningful, and divinely guided. You may have resisted at first. You may have argued with yourself, wrestled with your emotions, or tried to rationalize away the impact of those words. But resistance only prolongs confusion. Acceptance is the gentle step forward, the conscious decision to meet reality with an open heart, and the willingness to see the divine intention behind every word, every pause, and every trembling moment of honesty. It is the bridge between chaos and clarity, between fear and understanding, and between uncertainty and spiritual awakening. In this moment of acceptance, my child, you begin to see the layers beneath the confession, the fears that were hidden, the love that was unspoken, the longing that was carefully guarded. You realize that every hesitation, every stumble, every imperfectly spoken word was a reflection of vulnerability, and that vulnerability is sacred. It is not a flaw, not a weakness, but a doorway to truth, connection, and authenticity. To accept this is to honor the human heart, in all its fragility and in all its courage. Acceptance also asks you to see yourself with compassion. Perhaps you have judged your own reactions harshly, questioned your ability to respond, or feared that your heart is too tender for such revelations. Know that your feelings are valid, necessary, and guided. Your heart, in its sensitivity, is the vessel through which love, understanding, and divine insight flows. To honor your emotions is to honor the wisdom of your soul and to align yourself with the divine rhythm that moves through your life. My child, understand that acceptance is not a single act but a process, a journey of seeing clearly, feeling fully, and surrendering gently. It unfolds in layers, each deeper than the last, revealing the beauty, the complexity, and the sacredness of human connection. In this process, you will come to understand that the confession, though imperfect in its delivery, was perfect in its purpose. It was the key that unlocked not only another's heart but your own, and in this unlocking, transformation begins. Transformation, my child, is the fruit of acceptance. As you embrace the truth, you will notice subtle changes within yourself. Your thoughts will begin to align with your heart. Your emotions will find rhythm and clarity. Your spirit will sense the unfolding of a higher plan, one that guides you toward authenticity, connection, and love that is profound and unwavering. The confession, once a spark that ignited confusion, now becomes the flame that illuminates the path ahead. Do not rush this process, my child. Allow yourself to move gently through acceptance. Let the insights come softly, like sunlight filtering through morning mist. Each realization, each moment of understanding, is a step toward spiritual growth, emotional maturity, and the awakening of your soul. Trust that the divine is guiding you, that the timing is perfect, and that every heartbeat carries the rhythm of destiny unfolding. In acceptance, you also discover forgiveness. Forgiveness for the one who spoke, for yourself, and for the circumstances that allowed fear or hesitation to mask truth. Forgiveness is not forgetting or condoning, it is the liberation of your heart from the weight of judgment, resentment, or doubt. When you forgive, my child, you create space for love, clarity, and divine guidance to enter. Forgiveness softens the heart, opens the mind, and allows the soul to move forward with grace. You may notice that as you accept and forgive, your perspective begins to shift. What once seemed chaotic now appears as a carefully orchestrated moment of divine timing. What once seemed reckless now reveals itself as courage, vulnerability, and truth. What once seemed disruptive now unfolds as a blessing, guiding you toward deeper understanding, connection, and alignment with your highest path. The confession, once a spark, now illuminates your life, showing you the way forward with clarity and purpose. My child, acceptance also brings freedom. Freedom from doubt, from confusion, from fear, and from the endless questioning that can weigh heavily on the mind and heart. In this freedom, you are able to see not only the truth of the other's heart but also the depth and resilience of your own. You recognize that love, honesty, and vulnerability are not to be feared, but embraced. They are the threads that weave the fabric of authentic connection and spiritual fulfillment. As you embrace this freedom, you may also feel a sense of gratitude. Gratitude for the revelation, for the courage it took to speak, for the guidance it has offered, and for the growth it has inspired within you. Gratitude opens the heart, my child, and aligns you with the flow of divine blessings. It allows you to receive the lessons fully, to honor the process, and to step into your life with clarity, purpose, and love that is profound and enduring. In this moment, my child, you are being called to trust in yourself, trust in the other, and trust in the divine orchestration that guides every step of your journey. Trust that the confession, though unexpected, is part of a greater plan. Trust that your emotions, though intense, are guiding you toward awakening. Trust that the lessons, though sometimes challenging, are shaping you into a person capable of profound love, understanding, and spiritual insight. Acceptance, transformation, and trust are the keys to embracing the full meaning of this confession. As you step into these keys, you will notice subtle shifts, clarity replacing confusion, peace replacing fear, and love replacing judgment. You will see that every moment, every word, and every feeling has been part of a sacred process designed to bring you into alignment with your soul's purpose and the highest truth of your heart. My child, remember this always, that drunken confession was no mistake. It was a gift, a guide, and a catalyst for awakening. It has opened doors that were previously hidden, revealed truths that were long concealed, and invited you to embrace authenticity, vulnerability, and love in its purest form. By accepting it fully, you are stepping into a new phase of your journey, one that promises clarity, understanding, and spiritual fulfillment beyond what you may have imagined. Let this acceptance settle deeply within you. Feel it resonate in your heart, your mind, and your spirit. Let it guide your actions, shape your responses, and influence the way you see yourself and others. And know, my child, that as you accept, forgive, and trust, the path ahead becomes illuminated, the emotional storm dissipates, and a new chapter begins, one filled with divine blessings, authentic connections, and the unfolding of a life aligned with your highest purpose. My child, now comes the time of blessings, of new beginnings, and of the full unfolding of truth. That drunken confession, which once stirred storms in your heart, now becomes a doorway, a sacred passage into love, clarity, and divine alignment. You have walked through fear, confusion, and overwhelming emotion. You have embraced acceptance, forgiveness, and trust. And now, the universe prepares to crown your journey with blessings far beyond what you may have imagined. Understand, my child, that every word spoken in vulnerability, every moment of trembling honesty, carries power. That confession was not just a moment, it was a seed. A seed that, when nurtured by your understanding, love, and spiritual awareness, will grow into a tree of blessings, strength, and profound connection. Each branch represents clarity, each leaf represents insight, and each root connects you to the divine guidance that has been present since the beginning of this journey. You may still feel a gentle echo of the past, the memory of shock, the memory of fear, or even the memory of longing. Let these echoes be a reminder, my child, not of pain, but of growth. They are the marks of a heart that has been tested and a soul that has been awakened. And as you hold these memories tenderly, you will notice a subtle shift, the weight lifts, the heart feels lighter, and a sense of peace begins to bloom within you. This is the blessing of understanding, the reward of patience, and the miracle of spiritual alignment. Now, my child, open your heart fully to what is coming. The divine does not delay in offering what is aligned with your highest good. Opportunities for connection, love, and purpose are now flowing toward you, guided by forces that you cannot yet see, but which you will feel deeply. That confession has cleared the path. It has removed barriers, unveiled truths, and allowed your spirit to recognize the possibilities that were always present but hidden beneath fear and hesitation. Blessings are arriving in many forms. Perhaps in quiet moments of recognition, perhaps in gentle gestures of care from those around you, or perhaps in profound, life-changing experiences that you cannot yet imagine. Trust that each blessing, no matter how small or subtle, is divinely orchestrated. Even the smallest spark of understanding or the briefest encounter with compassion is a manifestation of the universe responding to your openness and courage. You may notice a newfound clarity in your relationships. Walls of misunderstanding may fall, hearts may open, and connections may deepen. What once seemed complicated or unreachable now becomes simple and profound. You will see the sincerity, the love, and the intentions behind the actions of others, and in doing so, you will also see the beauty of your own heart mirrored in the world around you. This is the gift of divine perspective, my child, the ability to witness truth without distortion, to recognize love without fear, and to embrace life without doubt. And yes, my child, there is a new beginning waiting for you. The confession, which once seemed like a momentary event, has initiated a transformation. You are stepping into a chapter where honesty is honored, emotions are understood, and the soul is free to express itself fully. You are no longer bound by confusion, doubt, or fear. The path ahead is illuminated by the light of truth, guided by the wisdom of the heart, and blessed by the presence of divine love. As you move forward, remember to carry the lessons you have learned. Hold on to the understanding that vulnerability is strength, that honesty is sacred, and that every word spoken from the heart is a gift. Let your actions reflect the clarity you now possess, and let your spirit be guided by the insight that has been revealed. Each step you take will resonate with the power of truth, the resonance of love, and the alignment of divine purpose. You may also feel a profound sense of gratitude, my child. Gratitude for the revelation, for the courage it took to speak, for the insight it has given you, and for the blessings now unfolding in your life. Gratitude opens the heart, allowing even greater gifts to flow. It connects you to the universe in a sacred exchange. What you acknowledge with love and appreciation returns to you multiplied, manifesting in ways both expected and miraculous. My child, know that this is a moment of spiritual awakening. The confession was not an isolated event, it was a divine message, a spark, a call to your soul to awaken to the truth of connection, love, and understanding. Your journey through shock, emotion, acceptance, and clarity has prepared you to receive blessings that are abundant, transformative, and deeply aligned with your highest purpose. As you embrace this new chapter, allow yourself to feel fully. Feel the love that has been revealed, the understanding that has been gained, and the peace that is now possible. Let it resonate through every cell of your being, from the crown of your head to the tips of your fingers, from the depths of your heart to the core of your soul. In this resonance, you will find harmony, alignment, and the profound joy of knowing that you are exactly where you are meant to be. And now, my child, I bless you. I bless your heart, your mind, and your spirit. I bless your capacity to love deeply, to forgive completely, and to embrace truth fully. I bless your journey forward, guiding every step with divine wisdom, aligning every path with clarity, and filling your life with blessings beyond measure. That drunken confession was no mistake, it was the beginning of a sacred transformation, the opening of doors that were once hidden, and the illumination of a path leading to love, understanding, and divine fulfillment. Step forward, my child, with courage, with faith, and with an open heart. Allow the blessings to flow, the connections to deepen, and the love to expand within you. The universe stands with you, the divine guides you, and your soul recognizes the sacredness of this moment. Every heartbeat, every breath, and every thought now aligns with the highest good, preparing you to receive all that is destined for you. Know this, my child, the story is not only about the confession. It is about your awakening, your transformation, and the divine blessings that have been waiting for you. It is about recognizing the beauty in vulnerability, the power in honesty, and the miracles hidden in every moment of truth. The confession was no mistake, it was a sacred invitation to step into a life of love, clarity, and spiritual fulfillment beyond your imagination. And as you embrace this new chapter, feel the peace that comes with knowing the divine is guiding you. Feel the joy that comes from recognizing the depth of your own heart. Feel the love that flows from every corner of the universe into your life. That drunken confession, once a spark of uncertainty, has now ignited a flame of awakening, illuminating the path toward blessings, transformation, and a life aligned with your highest purpose. So walk forward, my child, with faith, with courage, and with an open heart. Embrace the lessons, honor the journey, and receive the blessings. The divine sees you, the universe supports you, and your soul is ready to step into the light of truth, love, and spiritual awakening. That drunken confession was no mistake. It was the beginning of everything you were meant to experience, and it has brought you exactly to the place you need to be. My child, as you move forward from this journey, there is one more truth you must hold close to your heart: the universe always speaks to those who are willing to listen. That drunken confession, once a spark of chaos, is now a gentle reminder that every moment, every encounter, every word spoken carries meaning beyond what the eye can see. Even in imperfection, even in uncertainty, there is divine wisdom guiding you, shaping your path, and preparing you for blessings that are meant only for you. Do not fear the intensity of what has passed. Those waves of emotion, the tremors of longing, the flickers of doubt, they are all part of your awakening. Every heartbeat, every tear, every quiet thought has brought you closer to understanding the depth of your own heart. You have faced the raw truth of another's soul, and in doing so, you have faced your own. This is courage, my child. This is growth. This is the beginning of a life lived with authenticity, love, and spiritual clarity. Know that your heart is stronger now, wiser now, and more open than it has ever been. The confession was not merely words, it was a key, unlocking doors within you that were previously closed, allowing light to enter spaces where shadow once lingered. Allow this light to guide you, to illuminate the path of your choices, and to show you the power of truth, forgiveness, and love. Step into this new chapter with confidence. Let the past be a teacher, the present a blessing, and the future a promise of what is yet to come. Your soul has seen, your heart has felt, and your spirit has been awakened. The divine is with you, my child, guiding your steps, protecting your heart, and blessing your journey. Walk forward with courage, knowing that every moment has meaning, every revelation has purpose, and every blessing is yours to receive.